The next one is Lakeview Junior High, Ellen Majeski and Ashley Reynoso, honorees.
Good evening, everyone. Altrusa, thank you very much for hosting once again this very special evening. This is my 10th event. It's also my last one. The beauty of that is that, as many of our previous speakers have said, we are surrounded by the cream of the crop tonight. Many times during our days as administrators at the junior high school, you're not always dealing with the cream of the crop. Many times, as Mr. Brown stated, is that sometimes it's an out-of-body experience in 7th and 8th grade. And we are also many times dealing with those students. But what an absolute delight for us also, on the other hand. And that absolute delight is that we do get to work with students that we as administrators see as the real future. We get to see these kids that are making good choices. They're making the good choices in the classroom. They make the good choices outside the classroom. They make good choices with kids. And they also make great choices with the adults. I'm with Ashley Reynoso. At Lakeview, when we select our Altrusa person, we understand that Altrusa is the opening award for us. It's the opening salvo, if you will, for the 8th grade season, when we start to see all of these kids lined up for awards that bring us to the close at graduation. But Altrusa is the biggie, because Altrusa is the one that all of our staff members get together and decide is our special student in so many ways. And you've heard it all spoken tonight. Students excelling in so many different areas. Actually, no exception. He's a 4.17 GPA. She carries that regularly. He's in advanced math classes that are waiting. She's also been on a national championship team in softball. She's on our volleyball team. She's on our basketball team. She plays center. She just does an awful lot at our school. What we see as administrators when we look across a sea of bodies on our campus is that we get to see some students that we know we have to zero in right away because we know who they are. And then we get to see some gems that are out there that we know are leading those other kids. And that's Ashley. She volunteers a lot in classes and she volunteers a lot with kids, but the real beauty from our staff is that this is a young lady that excels in every area. The beauty for us is, as I talk to all the teachers, we're going to have a very difficult time when we select the math student of the year, the science teacher, the science student of the year, the physical education student of the year, history. She fits all those bills. She does it all. But she also shares the strengths and the skills that she has every day with other kids. I talked to her math teacher. The math teacher said, she can actually teach my class. She's just that good with all the other kids. In the science, Mr. Bricky says, Ashley is just our top science student, helps others, and is totally focused. The yearbook teacher, she's one of the best, brightest, sharpest. She works well with all the other students and helps constantly. Volleyball, she plays the center for a reason. Others count on her and look to her for leadership. Altrusa, you got to keep doing this. The reason you have to keep doing it is because it's a great opportunity for us to focus on the best kids we have at our junior highs. The absolute best. We're going to select a whole lot more winners, like as I said, before we get to June. Actually may get a few more selections. She's just that good. I'd like to read a little something that our folks sent over. And by the way, we took up 2 tables here. There's this pattern that happens at Altrusa. And what we know is that the pattern is that it's about families. It's about the support that you have for your children and how you nurture them all the way from the beginning, all the way through their careers. I mean, we are surrounded not just by great kids, but we're surrounded by great families. You invest the time, you invest of yourself into these young people that we're going to be reading about a little bit later. Ashley is a gifted and talented young lady who not only maintains her grades, but along with that, plays sports at the top level of her age class. Along with her Orchid Renegades teammate, they captured the 2013 state and national championship in girls 14 and under, fast pitch softball. Achieving this goal is no easy task. There are many hours of practice and personal sacrifice to reach this level. Not only has Ashley been able to achieve this level as an athlete, but also managed to keep up her schoolwork and maintain her present grade point average of 4.17. However, the greatest part about Ashley is not only her athletic or academic abilities, it is her tremendous heart. Ashley is always there for anyone, friend or family, to lend her hand or a shoulder to cry on. She is in fact one of the greatest kids you'll ever know or meet. This was the consensus of all the staff, the 8th grade staff at Lakeview. She's our selection. I am really proud to be the representative for Lakeview Junior High School. It gives me great pleasure every year to bring up another wonderful student who we're going to be reading about. I speak for all of the administrators here. This is a highlight night for us. We just finished a day where you're going through the grind, and then we get to come to this. And I'm sitting at that table, and I get to hear every administrator speak about these great kids. Be happy that we're all here tonight. This is pretty special. For Lakeview, we're really happy about the family. We're really thrilled by the fact that Alana and Damon have brought so many of the family members to represent with us. And we are so proud of Ashley as our Altrusa representative. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I would like to thank Altrusa for hosting this award ceremony, and I would also like to thank my principal, Mr. Majewski, for all the kind words that accompanied me here tonight. I really appreciate it. It meant a lot to me knowing that my principal and teachers recognized me as a hardworking student and a great person. I would also like to thank my family and friends for teaching me to always work my hardest, and not just in school, but in everyday life, and accompanying me here to this extraordinary night. And I'm honored to be getting this award.